So, while we were waiting for you all, a lot of people in the audience had some questions for you all. And they wanted to know this because it's not something which you hear clearly, I guess, from your interviews and what's out there in the media. So, Kapil, Paji, this is the first one's for you. Cricket or golf? If you could play only one of these, what would it be? And why?
Can I say hello to everybody first?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I'm a straightaway bouncer. It doesn't look very nice. He can.
You're used to that.
He can face it. I don't face bouncers. So thank you very much inviting us, giving us the opportunity. Little more knowledge about your industry, which sometimes we are ignorant. We don't know much about that. So I must say that it was eye-opening how much you really get involved to the Indian economy. You can say, congratulations, this is celebration. In celebration, I saw with such a plain water, you were so high. Amazing people you are. You don't need milk, you don't need any other substance. Water is good enough for you to be so charged. And thank you. You, both of you, really made this evening so nice. And now I don't mind giving you the answer. But ये सारे इंग्लैंड से आए हैं क्या? एक वर्ड नहीं हिंदी का सुना. इतने गोरे हो गए थोड़ा सा हिंदी भी बोलो भाई. हिंदुस्तान में हो और वो भी गुजरात से आए हो, ऐसे इंग्लिश बोल रहे हो कि सीधा इंग्लैंड से आए. Anyway, that was a joke. Thank you very much. Yes, please.
So, cricket or golf? If there was one sport, आप कौन सा खेलते हैं?
Do you have kids?
I have kids. But
Boy?
both are girls.
Huh?
Both are girls.
If you had a boy, which one you pick? Girl or boy?
This question's for you, not for me.
No, but don't say which one. When you have a passion for sports, doesn't matter what sports. You can't say this is better and this is better. When you're doing a business, business is every kind of business. To me, sports is more important. It's not cricket or golf or playing marbles or flying kite. That's good enough. As long as there is a passion behind that. That's for me. It's not cricket, it's not golf, it's sports.
Brilliant reply. Bombay, आपकी favorite memory?
Sorry?
आपकी favorite memory about our city, Mumbai?
I think the best memory I can say that I got married to a Bombay girl.
Oh,
So you must be thinking about cricket ground, I think about my life partner. Throughout my life, I want to impress the Bombay people, I couldn't impress them. And only way I could be little more respect is take the Bombay girl back to Delhi and Chandigarh. So that's the only thing I remember about Bombay.
so Bombay girl. So आपने हमेशा life में correct choice ली है.
अभी तक तो ली है, कल का पता नहीं.
आपका favorite cricketer?
Time to
Today.
हाँ, okay, K. Rahul.
Sorry?
Rahul, K. Rahul.
K. Rahul. Okay. Any skill or talent जो आपको लगता है आपके पास अगर होता तो you would be a better cricketer?
If I can talk better and write better, it could have been a different story altogether.
Okay. Favorite movie character?
I think during our period, we used to only want to watch the funny movies like Padosan and those type of movies where you play hard days cricket and come back into the bus or your room. You want to see a lighter side of life also. So any funny movie was good enough for us to see that.
But Shrikant in the dressing room, did you really want to see a funny movie?
I mean, you have a character in life, the characters are more important. If you don't have a character, if you have all 11 Rahul Dravid or Sunil Gavaskar or Sachin Tendulkar, it won't be fun. You need Harbhajan, you need Shrikant, you need different kind of people who make the dressing room much better. It's not the seriousness. unwind yourself, you need little lighter people also.
Sir, and lastly, a message for our audience for the year.
I think you said there, Mr. Shah, I really didn't take it in differently, I would say. You said it's too much pressure. Pressure है तो मत काम करो ना, कौन आपको force करता है? It should be pleasure. मेरे को कोई pressure नहीं था cricket खेलते हुए. I was enjoying playing cricket. So the point I like to make it here is, whatever work you do, if it's a pleasure, there is no pressure. A lot of people I see, the youngster come out playing for the country, too much pressure. Who asked you to play? Don't play. But sports is a passion. Go and have fun. When you have fun, the results are much better. So I would say, in your industry, there are few people come out who really good to pick up the diamond and polish it. Some people just go there, okay, 9 to 5, I have to do job to make money. But the people who really go and try to produce something extraordinary diamond, those are the people you always look up to that. So that's the way I take it.
Brilliant, sir. Thank you. Mohinder ji, over to you now. So, I asked you earlier also, and I guess I did not get the answer which the audience wants, that we all remember growing up that you always had this red handkerchief on your shirt. So tell us that story, and where is it today?
Namaskar, everybody. I think before I answer that question, I think thank you for having me here. And congratulations to all those guys, those who won the awards today. And heartiest congratulations to Mr. Kothari, I think, because it's a great achievement. And I think what I like the best यहाँ पे, कि मैं कुछ फंक्शन में जाता हूँ कि जब इस तरह से किसी को ऑनर करते हैं तो लास्ट में बुलाया जाता है. I'm very glad that the function is on and everybody is here and appreciating what he has done. Congratulations, Mr. Kothari, to his family. And I think it's very important because I think we should not forget yesteryear's stars. They are the pillars, they contribute to the success of everybody. And so that's the way I think. ऐसे कहते हैं ना कि मोहब्बत को समझना है तो मोहब्बत करके देख, किनारे से अंदाजा तूफान नहीं होता. हाँ जी, लाल रुमाल की बात है, बट ये बड़ा टचिंग एक्चुअली एक पॉइंट है, बिकॉज इसमें प्रॉब्लम में भी आ सकता हूँ, काफ़ी इसमें राज छुपे हुए हैं. एंड नहीं, I'm just kidding. Actually, see, my father, as you know, was a great cricketer. And he was a star in himself in the 30s. And he was the first superstar of Indian cricket when he played in 1933 against Jardin's team. And I was born in 1950, and then I was growing up, but then I would hear a lot of stories about him. I never watched him play. And people used to talk about him, about his personality, how he'd walk on the ground and what all he would keep on the ground itself. So he used to keep a red handkerchief in his playing days. And when I was growing up, just wanted to emulate my father for a little bit, but I knew I was not as good a cricketer as he was. And I just wanted to contribute a little bit to the family history and family cricket. So that's how it all started. We all three brothers used to keep, like Surinder is my elder brother. He used to keep one, I used to keep one, and Rajendra is a younger one. And it proved very lucky for me actually. So that was one thing, it was a lucky charm for me. And whenever I would go on tour, that's the first thing I would pack. I would not bother about whites or about kit or anything else. It was a red handkerchief. And I remember, I'll tell you one little story about it. We were playing in the West Indies, and I was having a good series, and Michael Holding was bowling, Marshall and all that. So there was a water break. So Michael Holding came up to me, and he looked around, like started walking around me and all that. And then he's talking to his colleagues. He said, "Man, let's nick his red handkerchief. That is very lucky for him." And that's how things goes, on the field and all that. But that was definitely a lucky charm. And that really kept me going all my life. And also proved a lot of people wrong. And that again, red handkerchief played a very important part in that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. So, sir, what is the most dangerous thing you've ever done? सबसे dangerous चीज कौन सी की है आपने?
बहुत से किए जी, ऐसी तो कोई बात नहीं. बचपन में बहुत सारी की थी. And
Cricketing life, in your cricketing career.
Cricketing life में dangerous thing है कि is risk when you're playing cricket and especially against fast bowlers. And it's always a risky thing, you always take a chance. And sometimes you get hit, sometimes you don't get hit, sometimes it's a serious injury, sometimes it's not a serious injury. But I always believed in taking a challenge. And I would always like to take a fight to the opposition. And always had self-confidence and never thought or felt that I was inferior to anybody. Doesn't matter who the opposition was. And the dangerous thing, I think, when I was hit on my mouth in the West Indies, I went into bat. I think I could have just avoided that inning if I wanted to. But I felt no, because it's a team game. I must play for the team and for the country at that time. So I was not comfortable when I went in. I just wanted to play in a similar fashion. But as luck would have it, I missed the first ball. And if that ball had hit me, I would have never played cricket. But it just missed me. And probably it was one of those my lucky days. And that I never looked back after that.
Thank you, sir. So, what is the best gift, compliment that you've received in your life, and what is the best gift that you've given someone in this life?
I think the best compliment I received from my father. And I always wanted to make him feel proud, and because, as I said earlier, I was nowhere near to his talent. And when we played a test match in Barbados, and I got hit, I went into bat, I scored runs, and it's very rare that you see in a losing game, the man of the match goes to the losing side. So I received the man of the match award in that test match. And then I received a telegram from my father the following day. And just 3 letters were a telegram. He said, "Proud of you, son." I think that was the best gift I ever received from him.
And what's the best you've given somebody?
I think because my father was always talking about cricket. I think first passion was I always talk about my father when it comes to cricket. And I'm always grateful, thankful what he has done for me in life. And just showed me the right path, and I just continued on that. And so I used to, call him. I don't know whether you watched the movie or not, this 83. And I used to call him before the game and all that, speak to him. And then he said, Jimmy, you to call me Jimmy. And he would talk to me in Punjabi, but I'll talk to you in Hindi. Jimmy, ऐसा कर, कल मैच है, तू कल बहुत अच्छा कर और मैन ऑफ द मैच बन जा और मैं इससे 10 साल जवान हो जाऊंगा. This is what he said, and I had tears in my eyes at that.
And lastly, sir, something inspirational, motivation for all our colleagues here.
I always believe there's nothing difficult, nothing impossible in life as such. And you have to keep trying because people doubt your abilities. But if you have faith in your abilities, if you have faith in yourself, listen to everybody, but do what you feel is right. Don't think the others are better. See, because I always believe when you struggle, you always do better in long run. And everybody cannot be a star overnight or cannot become a star straight away. So just keep trying. I think failure makes you a stronger person, and then you come back as a champion. And this is what we achieved in 1983.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
We more or less covered everything. I just must tell you that Kapil Dev underestimates his sense of humor. And I started my career doing an interview where they were, Kapil Paji was sitting there, and journalists keep on asking him for last 40 years, when will India produce another Kapil Dev? They kept asking him in that press conference 2 or 3 times. He listened here and there. 4th time when a journalist again asked him, when will India produce another Kapil Dev? He looked to the journalist, he looked here and said, my mother's 65, father no more, not possible. We were laughing for 1 hour. But Paji's always been amazing with his one-liners. But Paji, my question to you, I imitated you. Today's cricketers are always looking at the camera, कि उसके अभी वो, वो सब इसका नकल उतार रहे हैं. But you also had a mannerism. Why was the reason you used to do this? Any reason? Because that time तक 27 कैमरा थे नहीं.
I think every person has his own mannerism, and perhaps I didn't like my shirt sticking to my body. वही एक रीज़न था कि पसीना आता था, तो you want to be a free person because your body is moving. So I think nothing, anything, one plan, those mannerisms start coming over the period of time.
और आपने एक बार कहा था कि ये चेन वेन आज के जो लड़के पहनते हैं, आपने भी एक बार ट्राई करा था हार्दिक पांड्या टाइप चेन.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं था कि you have to realize your own ability and talent. And मैं बैटिंग कर रहा था, एक शॉट था, मेरा चेन जाके हेलमेट पे लगा और आवाज़ आया, तो मुझे लगा कि अंपायर आउट दे देगा. एंड वी ऑल सुपरस्टिशन अबाउट दैट. वो चेन में शिव की मूर्ति थी और रखी हुई थी, एंड मैं उतारा और सब कुछ उतार के बोला, आई शुड ट्रस्ट माई सेल्फ, गॉड इज विद एवरीबडी. एंड आफ्टर दैट डे आई नेवर वोर एनीथिंग, एंड आई सेड I should trust myself, not only depending and taking seek from the God कि God मेरे रन कराना, God तो करवाएगा, जाके मेहनत तुम्हारा बाप करेगा जाके क्या.
क्या बात.
That's more important.
I think this was a very important message that had to go to all of us. जिमी पाजी, मेरे ख्याल से पिक्चर में आपने इनको लॉन्ड्री करना सिखाया. I think if I remember, इन्होंने आपको क्या सिखाया लाइफ में?
हेलो, बड़ों को नहीं सिखाते, बड़े सिखाते हैं बच्चे को. मैं तो बहुत छोटा था जब ये मेरे साथ थे. क्यों इन्होंने मुझे कैप्टन बनाया मुझे नहीं पता, इनको कप्तान या सनी को होना चाहिए था. तो जब पहली बार इंग्लैंड पहुंचे, पैसे नहीं होते थे. रियलिटी उस टाइम वो प्लास्टिक कार्ड भी नहीं होते थे कि बाद में घर जाके पैसे पे कर देंगे, तो वो लिमिटेशन पैसे होते थे. तो अब बॉल रब करके लाल हो गया, हरा हो गया, तो मैं जा रहा था, जिमी ने बोला हेलो चलो मार्केट चलते हैं, क्योंकि ये काफ़ी साल से वहाँ रह रहे थे. गए, सर्फ खरीदा, फिर ये भी नहीं पता भी कैसे टब होता है ना हर होटल में, टब में गर्म पानी डाला थोड़ा सा और वो सोप रख दिया और खाने के लिए डिनर चले गए. और डिनर के बाद आके बोला कि अब सॉफ्ट हो गए, अब इसको रब करो ठीक हो जाएगा. दैट्स अ ट्रू स्टोरी. आई थिंक हमारे समय में इतने 40 लोग साथ में नहीं होते थे. हमारे साथ एक मैनेजर होता था, उसका भी यही काम था कि डेली अलाउंस देना है या क्रिकेट बॉल लाने हैं या बाकी काम करना है. तो इसलिए ये क्रिकेटर होते थे एक दूसरे के फ्रेंड्स और कोच और हेल्पिंग ईच अदर. सो आई थिंक दैट वाज अ वंडरफुल थिंग.
नहीं, दूसरी चीज़ ये भी थी कि हमारे पास पैसे नहीं होते थे लॉन्ड्री में कपड़े देने के लिए. अगर ड्राई क्लीनिंग के लिए दे दो तो आप खाना नहीं खा सकते थे, तो ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम थी. और ये भी था कि वो एक सस्ता काम था कि, और डेफिनेटली मैं वहाँ वाइफ इंग्लैंड में काम में रहता ही था वहाँ पे, तो वो रोज़ की बात थी, कोई नहीं मैं नहीं कर रहा था. तो जो मैं करता था, मैंने कहा भाई मैं ऐसे करता हूँ, तू भी कर ले, तो पैसे बच जाएंगे, थोड़े ऐश कर लेंगे वहाँ पे. और वैसे भी हम डीएवी स्कूल की बैकग्राउंड से हम सब. कपिल देव भी डीएवी स्कूल, मैं भी डीएवी स्कूल. मैं पंजाब से, ये चंडीगढ़ से, मैं जलंधर से. और एक इंटरेस्टिंग आपको बात बताता हूँ कि वर्ल्ड कप के जो आप देखो ना, युवराज सिंह डीएवी स्कूल प्रोडक्ट, वर्ल्ड कप जीता उसने. MS धोनी डीएवी स्कूल, वर्ल्ड कप उसने भी जीता. कपिल देव डीएवी स्कूल, इसने भी वर्ल्ड कप जीता. मैं भी डीएवी स्कूल, मैं भी उस टीम का डीएवी.
क्या बात है, डीएवी को ही खिला दो वर्ल्ड कप.
तो ये जरूरी नहीं कि आप अंग्रेजी स्कूल से ही अच्छे हो सकते हो. हमारी बैकग्राउंड ये थे कि अंग्रेजी हो तो हम पीछे खड़े हो जाते थे. टू वेरी ऑनेस्ट, शुरू में यही हाल था सबका कि अपना अंग्रेजी बोलनी नहीं है, हिंदी में बात करनी है जाके. तो बट आई थिंक यू लर्न विद टाइम, यू लर्न विद एक्सपीरियंस, यू मूव अराउंड, एंड सो यू हैव टू रिमेन अ लर्नर ऑल द टाइम. So if you remain a student of the game or of anything, any profession, So you always do well. You cannot be a master in your art or in your profession.
मुझे सर सब क्रिकेटरों ने यही बोला है कि हम जब आते हैं तो हमको अंग्रेजी आती नहीं है, बट हम एक इंपॉर्टेंट डिसीजन लाइफ में लेते हैं. वी ऑलवेज मैरी अ गर्ल हु नोज हाउ टू स्पीक इंग्लिश. उससे सब काम.
बिल्कुल ठीक बात है. अगर हमारी बात करें तो यही हाल है. सब कॉन्वेंट वाली पढ़ी हुई हैं. रोमी की बात करें, मेरी वाइफ की बात करें, मदन लाल की वाइफ की बात करें, तो जितने पंजाब वाले उनके सब जो कॉन्वेंट स्कूल वाली है.
मोहिंदर भाई, यू नो म्यूजिक आपके लाइफ में एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एलिमेंट है, और मैंने देखा कि काफी सारे स्पोर्ट्समैन, वीरेंद्र सहवाग तो बोलता था कि मैं नेगेटिव थॉट्स नहीं आने चाहिए दिमाग में, इसलिए मैं म्यूजिक गाते रहता था, क्योंकि मैं सेल्फ डाउट बहुत करता था. तो म्यूजिक का स्पोर्ट में, स्पेशली बिकॉज यू आर अ सिंगर, और अगर आप दो लाइनें गा के दिखाए तो बहुत मजा आएगा, मैं भी आपके साथ गा लूंगा. बट टेल मी समथिंग अबाउट म्यूजिक इन योर लाइफ, एंड डिड यू सिंग व्हाइल यू बैटेड?
The music, I think, is one thing which relaxes you, and this is what I used to do. I used to go on tours, and in those days we used to carry a big 2-in-1 kind of a cassette player and radio player. And I remember when we were touring West Indies, first thing I did, we landed in Jamaica. I bought a huge 2-in-1 two-speaker player. And तो उसका रीज़न ये भी था कि because when you have a hard day against fast bowlers, or you're on the field for a long time, you're tired, you're mentally tired, and then you want to come and relax. You want to get away from all the worries. So I would just come back, either put a Walkman, in those days Walkman in fashion, and or just listen to music and just chill and just be in my own world actually. And it doesn't happen overnight. I think it happened right from my childhood. My mother was very fond of listening to Binaka Geet Mala, and all those things used to happen in those days. So as a family, we would sit together and listen to music and listen to those Binaka Geet Mala songs. So बचपन से ही actually वो एक ऐसी चीज़ होती है कि आपके अंदर एक तरह से समा जाती है. And when you do that, I think it carries on. And I enjoy music. I love music. I listen to music. See, I'm not a singer, to be very honest. I'm a bathroom singer. So music, I think, is one thing. It takes away your mind away from your worries, and आप एक चैन से, और हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं कि हमारा हर चीज़ जो है वो म्यूजिक के साथ जुड़ी होती है. इमोशंस हो, खुशी हो, कुछ भी हो, फेस्टिवल हो, तो then we all do it together actually.
Round of applause for these magnificent men from the Indian cricket team. Final thoughts, sir, for you on this wonderful occasion. These are all champions who've also done a great job. What are the 3 things that cricket taught you and you learned from the game, which we all can learn? Because I think sport teaches more than what we learn in our entire education system. Whether आप सब बोलते हैं ना, one ball at a time, ये life की theory है, life की philosophy है. Tell us maybe one or 2 things that you think you learned from the game, which we can, all take back home.
I think nobody in life can make 100 every day. Go back to the basic. When you're not playing well, go to the net practice and work hard. End result, hard work will give you everything. I never believe in talent, I believe in commitment. Committed person will deliver, talented person will leave it for tomorrow.
जी भाई.
बिल्कुल जी, कोशिश जारी रखें और live for today. Don't live for yesterday. See, yesterday is gone, it never comes back. We plan a lot of things, but there's no tomorrow in my life. I never believe in that. I believe if you have to do anything, it has to be today, and be consistent with your performance. I think that makes you a bigger person.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being such a wonderful audience. Once again, a huge, huge, huge round of applause for Kapil Dev and Mohinder Amarnath. And that brings us to the sex function. So let's get the other dignitaries on stage as well for the same. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together.